Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the world around you fade. Together, we will journey to a realm where myths come alive and mysteries whisper their secrets. This is your moment to pause, to wonder, and to escape. CúChulainn, the warrior who defied fate. A prophecy of greatness. Before he was the greatest warrior of Ireland, he was simply Setanta, a boy with fire in his heart and strength beyond his years. Even as a child, he was different. While others played, he trained. While others hesitated, he leaped forward. But destiny does not wait, and the seer Cathbad once spoke a prophecy. Whoever takes up arms on this day will become a legend, but his life will be short. Setanta did not waver. He grasped his first spear, sealing his fate. From that moment on, he was no longer a boy. He was CúChulainn, the Hound of Ulster. The death of the Hound. CúChulainn's name was born from blood and tragedy. Invited to a feast at the house of the great Smith clan, Setanta arrived late. At the gates, Cuchulainn's fierce guard hound, a beast unlike any other, leaped to attack. But Setanta was faster. With a single strike, he crushed the hound's skull, felling the mighty beast. The house fell silent, the loss of the hound a grave omen. Feeling guilt for his act, the boy vowed, "Until a new hound is raised, I will take its place. I will be Cuchulainn's hound." Thus, he was named CúChulainn, Cuchulainn's hound. But the name was not just a title, it was a promise, one he would keep until his final breath. The Ryestrad, a warrior unleashed. CúChulainn was no ordinary warrior. In battle, a madness overtook him, a rage so fierce that his very form changed. His body twisted, his muscles swelled, and his face contorted into something monstrous. One eye bulged while the other shrank. His hair stood on end, and his skin burned with heat. This was the Ryestrad, the warp spasm, a state of pure destruction that no enemy could withstand. It was as if war itself had possessed him. Armed with a spear so deadly it could not be removed without tearing a man apart, he fought without mercy. Armies fell before him. No warrior, no druid, no king could stop him. But the Ryestrad was both a gift and a curse. For each time he entered it, he lost a piece of himself. And fate, ever watching, had already chosen how his story would end. The cattle raid of Cooley. It was during the war of the Tamble Culnia, the great cattle raid of Cooley, that CúChulainn's legend was truly forged. Queen Med of Connacht sought to steal Ulster's prize bull, and with her came an army so vast it swallowed the land. The warriors of Ulster lay cursed and weakened, unable to rise in defence. Only CúChulainn stood against the Med's entire army alone. Day after day he faced warrior after warrior in single combat, holding the army at bay. He sought with cunning, with fury, and with skill beyond mortal men. His body bore wounds, his strength wavered, but he did not yield. Yet his greatest battle was not with Med's warriors. It was with his own foster brother and best friend, Theodiad. Brother against brother. Theodiad had once fought beside CúChulainn, bound by loyalty and friendship. But Med, knowing only that Theodiad could match him in battle, poisoned his heart with gifts and promises of glory. For 3 days they fought, first as friends, testing each other's skill, then as warriors, striking without mercy, and finally as desperate men fighting not for honour but for survival. On the 3rd day, CúChulainn was forced to use his spear. The spear struck deep and Theodiad fell. As his friend lay dying, CúChulainn held him, weeping, his victory tasting of ash. The war was won, the army of Connacht was broken, but CúChulainn had paid the price of victory in blood. The Phantom Queen's final warning. Fate does not forget, and the Phantom Queen Morrigan had long watched CúChulainn walk the path of a doomed man. Once she had appeared to him, offering her love and her power, but he had spurned her, believing himself invincible. And so, when the time came, Morrigan did not save him. Instead, she came to him as a washer at the ford, washing his blood-stained armour in the river, a sign that death was near. CúChulainn laughed in the face of fate. If his end had come, he would meet it standing. The warrior who died on his feet. On his final day, CúChulainn faced his enemies one last time. Wounded and bleeding, he tied himself to a standing stone, so that even in death he would not fall. For 3 days his foes watched, afraid to approach. Only when a black crow, Morrigan herself, landed on his shoulder did they know he was truly dead. Thus fell the greatest warrior of Ulster. But his name would never be forgotten. The lesson of CúChulainn. CúChulainn's story is one of glory, sacrifice, and fate. He fought not for power or riches, but for honour, for duty, for the unbreakable vow he made as a boy. His greatest strength, his unyielding will, was both a gift and a curse. He stood alone and it cost him everything. But when fate came for him, when death whispered its final call, he did not kneel. He tied himself to a standing stone and faced the end on his feet, unbowed, unbroken. The lesson? True strength is not just in how you fight. It's in how you stand even when the world tries to break you. CúChulainn knew he would fall, but he chose how he met his fate. And because of that, he was never truly defeated. His name still echoes through time, not just because he was a warrior, but because he refused to bow even to death itself. As the whispers of myth fade into the stillness, carry their magic with you into the world. Until we meet again, may your spirit wander, and may your days be filled with wonder. Thank you for listening to Whispering Myths. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to Whispering Myths. That way, you won't miss out on any of the magical tales that I share. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, may the whispers of myths guide your dreams.